Hello and welcome back to everybody who chose pile number 1 with the first angel. So I will be completely honest, I've tried to record this reading like 3 times and I could not get past this phase right here. Okay, I just keep on feeling like I'm saying it wrong or not in the right way. So I do feel like that is a message in and of itself. I feel like there could be some cryptic energy surrounding a certain situation in your life, or it could just feel like you know that you're going someplace, but you don't know where you're going. It's sort of like driving with no destination, or, like intuitive walking or something like that, which is just where you go and you intuitively walk wherever, wherever your mind takes you, wherever your body takes you, wherever your intuition takes you. And usually there will be messages in the places that you see and what you're pulled and called to. So it sort of seems like that here. It seems, like I said, the word that keeps on coming up is cryptic, cryptic, cryptic. And now I'm also looking at the butterfly wings on this freedom card. And that really feels to me like it is cryptic. It's a cryptic transformation. My guides are bringing me to like a caterpillar and the stages that it goes through to become a butterfly. And in the cocooning stage, they kind of like turn to mush, right? And that's sort of what spirit is like giving me here. It's like you're almost done that mush phase. And the mush phase, like they're literally, their whole body is turning into mush and becoming something completely different. Can you imagine how painful that must be physically, right? And maybe traumatic mentally too. I mean, you never know their brain capacity, but So it really feels like that's where you are right now. Like you're about to get out of it, but you might not believe it because the process has been so, going on for so long or so traumatizing. It feels so real and so present. So you might not see the light at the end of the tunnel. And then we have the second house with Aries and Neptune. This is like going after something with all of your intention for the right reasons, but maybe there's something here that needs to be tweaked. Maybe it's the energy that you're going in. Maybe it's the way that you're going about it. Maybe it's not having confidence in yourself to do what you have to do or do what you know that you can do. It's something that feels really new to you. And so you're needing to kind of break yourself up out of that box that you've restrained yourself in, that you've put yourself in. Or maybe this box is a box that another person or other people have put you in, and now it's time to break yourself up out of it and recognize or accept finally and take back that power. It's interesting, I keep on feeling very nervous in your reading. And at first I kind of thought that that was my own energy, but it's really starting to feel like maybe it's yours. Maybe there's a nervousness that comes with reaching this goal or obtaining this thing or making this change. Interesting. And it's like you guys have so many support systems, or so many, people that support you, or energies that support you in different realms, in the physical and non-physical. Look, it's like an angel in her hand, I believe. Oh, there's like 2. I don't know what those are supposed to be. That's interesting. And I'm starting backwards too. I normally start from left to right, but now I'm starting backwards. 2 of Cups. It might be that you need to revise what has been dealt with in the past. It's you might be reminded about a past situation or certain things or energies that you felt or encountered in the past, and there's a need to go back to that. Not necessarily physically, because you left in the past what you left for a reason. You guys are not the people to just jump and leave something. Like, off on a whim. You think things through. So when you make your decisions, they're really final. Or Spirit is saying they should be final. You should trust more in yourself. There's a lot about self-trust here too. 5 of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm shaky right now. What are we talking about here? You know, it's interesting because with this 5 of Pentacles, normally 5 of Pentacles is like a struggle or something. You usually see the images depicted of like poor people, you know, helpless people, people out in the cold, you know, people needing help. But she does not look like it. She looks like she is very self-sufficient. So the energy here might be that maybe you can recognize that you don't need anything that isn't serving you. And if what you're holding on to or thinking about is something that doesn't add to your success, it can only take away from it. This is definitely following more of your intuition here. Look at her third eye. You guys are really coming out of a space of poverty, because this card really, it's very much different from how the normal energy is of the 5 of Pentacles. And it's making me think more of the 6 or the 9 of Pentacles. I kind of want to get one more card just to clarify this 5 of Pentacles. Back of the deck, Temperance. Middle of the deck, we have the 5 of Wands. The Queen of Swords. Yeah. We're definitely in, look, more butterflies. Or moths, actually. Interesting. There's an energy here of like it's like anything that's thrown at you, you guys can deal with it. You guys can take it. But it's like, should you have to? Yeah, you can take what's being thrown at you. But is it really your responsibility? Is it really your energy? Is it really your karma? Are these situations that you are enduring situations that you should be enduring? Are they situations that are of your own doing, or are these energies just things that have been passed on to you? Either energetically, generationally. This message is very cryptic. Like I said, it's like I keep on getting little bits of information, and then I'll start to talk, and then it'll go in a completely different direction. It's like I'm not even sure of what I'm reading, and this is really weird because usually I feel like I know the whole picture, but right now it just feels like I'm seeing splotches. Okay, let's get one of these cards, and then we'll get, you know what, I don't even want to use those cards. I want to use this deck. We're going to be using the Stellar Visions Oracle cards. This is a new deck that I just got, but it seems to be pretty nice. I've only used it in a personal reading for myself, so we'll see. New moon beginnings. Look, I told you, like, you're right on the precipice. You're right at the peak, almost at the peak of that mountain. And we have 2 moons that are very full, even though it's supposed to be a new moon. And then we have the 8th house, intimacy. Hold up. Vesta, devotion. What did I say? Going at this with that Neptune energy, giving it your all, whatever this is. You guys are not playing around. You're not fucking around. You guys are doing what you got to do, but it just might be the way that you're doing it or situations surrounding it that might be sort of dampening your spirit here. I just cut the deck and it's Saturn, discipline. What did I say? Is this your karma to deal with? Are you guys taking on karma that is not yours? For some of you, you already know that you're a healer and that you're a transmuter, and you know that sometimes other people's problems energetically, you will transmute them. And that is great to be a healer like that. But if you are in that mush phase that we were talking about earlier with the caterpillar, if you are not in a phase where you feel good with yourself, within yourself, you need to reject that energy. You need to reject that energy to protect your own energy. And look at how crazy your candle is going right now. There is an energy of pulling yourself away from any energy that is not yours right now. And you might think that there are some things that, oh, my guides have, you know, like bestowed this upon me, or, you know, this is, you know, my work to do, or whatever. And that might be true, but you can always push pause. You can always push pause, and you need to know where to press pause and where to press play and for how long to do it. There's an energy of you're doing too much. And not in like a, oh my God, you're doing too much. Like it's like a, you're gonna burn yourself out. No wonder why you're always tired, or no wonder why you can't fall asleep. You know, you're doing so much with your energy. Even if you feel like you're lazing around, you are doing so much energetically right now that you need to delegate energetic tasks. And to delegate energetic tasks, you need to name them first. You need to know what they are. So I feel like you need to make a list of everything that you feel like you're doing energetically, whether this be healing wise, magic wise, whether this is you reading for people, like if you read tarot cards or something like that. There's something definitely about you needing to delegate and maybe give yourself a little bit more time off. Yeah, I was just shuffling the deck again, looked at the back of the deck, and there's Saturn, discipline. You need to have that discipline. That discipline when it comes to yourself. You know, you can make boundaries with other people, but do you make boundaries with yourself? Do you tell yourself this is when enough is enough? Do you even know what your enough is? Or are you just so used to burnout and working yourself to burnout? Does it just feel normal to not feel like doing anything? I don't know who that's for, but that one was specific. Okay. Hold up. No, we're not gonna get those, but we're gonna get these. Okay. Pull one of these. Can we get a message of advice? Thank you. Look, in the making, you're entering a new reality, opening up to new levels of you and where your best self exists. It is your time to shine, so don't hold anything back. Beautiful. And then let's get one of these, please. I was gonna say two, and two fell out, so we'll get both of them. We have tuberose, desire. Be certain of where you place your passion. The redirection, the tweaking. Tiger lily, security. Choose the safe harbor for now. So if you're thinking about taking any big, huge risks, and it doesn't feel like an automatic absolutely, it feels like a maybe, then you need to stick with the safe harbor or the safer option for right now. Don't stick with the option that doesn't make you happy. If it doesn't make you happy or it doesn't feel right, then that is your intuition telling you that it's not right. But yeah, that is just a message right there. Okay, I'm not going to expand anymore. All right, that's what I have for you guys. I hope you liked it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Toodles. Hello, pile number 2. Those of you that chose the second card, sorry that I'm sort of stumbling over my words right now. There's a lot to process here. We have the Wayfarer in reverse, and that is traditionally the Lover's card. And then we have Capricorn South Node in the 10th house. And it might take me a second to process this energy. Let's cleanse first. It feels like, okay, so let's just start with the basics. Which is something that you might need to do. You might need to go back to the basics. This Lover's card right here, in the basis of it, is about self-love. That is always what the Lover's card is about. It's about self-love and choices. You get to make choices in this life. You can take the easy route. You know, it wields no results, but there are no obstacles. No obstacles, yet no results. And then there is this other path where it's obviously a little harder. There's a mountain, and you might be met with more obstacles, more difficulty, but the reward is so much sweeter, so much more beautiful. And this is a reward that's cultivated over time. This is not something that is like instant rewards. It's like you do this and then instantly next week, next month, you get a reward, right? This is something that is a long time coming, because it takes seasons for this to grow, or it takes a long time for plants to actually grow and mature, right? And it's sort of making me think of the seasons. Like, sometimes it will look like our abundance is going away, but really it's just sort of not hibernating. It's switching form. That's what it's doing. It's not that it's leaving, it's switching form. Notice how when in one area you were abundant, maybe you were not so abundant in another area. And then when that area starts to blossom, maybe you notice that another area is sort of lacking. And there is a way to come into balance here. This might be saying that you need to get your energies a little bit more in balance so that you could see that abundance everywhere in your life, so that it's not just in certain areas, right? Interesting. There's the need to make very conscious choices about what you do, and most importantly, what you say and how you say it. Your words are literally spells. They've conducted multiple tests on how words and different types of songs, react, how water reacts to them, how it makes different patterns, because of the vibrations. Think about the words that you speak out. Your body is made, what, almost entirely out of water. Imagine the words that you're constantly thinking, expressing, feeling, and saying every day to and about yourself and to and about others. Imagine what type of reaction that is having in your body. It's literally coming from you. The vibrations are literally coming from your body, especially if you're saying these things out loud. Yeah, there's definitely that energy of your words are spells, so be careful what you say. Your words are spells, so more so be mindful what you say. And this came out in reverse. So there's also like not an adverse message. It definitely goes with the message that I just conveyed, but it's like there could be different messages for different people here. So just take whatever resonates with you. And another message that I'm getting is that because this came out in reverse, you guys might know everything that I just told you already. It's like that might be innate knowledge for you guys. And it might be that you've built a little bit too much of a basis in hard work, especially having Capricorn and the 10th house with South Node that talks about your tendencies and your, not like your residual energy, but it's like the energy that you move out of innately. It's like because a lot of times South Node energy can talk about past lives and stuff like that. And in our past lives, we can you know, have a certain way, like, let's just say in our past lives, we resorted to violence a lot. We were a violent person. In this life, you might be really argumentative. You might, you know, be very physical, and that doesn't have to be in a negative way, but you know, that's something that might come over in this life, and that might be energy that needs to be balanced because you are clearing that karma from your past life. There's something about the karma being cleared, or having, you know, the ability or capability to be cleared if you were just done with that lesson. There's an energy of with the South Node and the Wayfarer in reverse. You don't need to keep on repeating these lessons. Some of you guys might think that there's still more work to do. There's still more work to do, but there's an energy of there's only work to do if you feel like you need to do the work. If you feel like it's healed, and you know that you've put in a substantial amount of work and time and dedication, maybe it is healed. There could be a toxic relationship with work, and how it brings the toxic relationship with abundance. Actually, that's what this is. It's like feeling like I have to work in order to get results. Feeling like when I don't push myself beyond my limits, I don't wield any results. And actually, I feel like that is very untrue for you guys, but your mindset might be making that true for you guys because you are focusing on what's not there. Interesting. Let's get into these cards. We have the Six of Pentacles. Interesting. Oh, I'm sorry, not the Six of Pentacles. Okay. That's the Spirit of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles. Interesting that we're talking about your toxic or unhealthy relationship with abundance, or conditions that, you know, about and around abundance or money that is coming up with you guys. And then we get the Spirit of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the most stable, happy. Like, look at the flowers on this card, right? That difficult route that you chose to take, excuse me, and even if it wasn't a conscious choice, that difficult route that you've chosen to take, it is leading to all of this. And it might be really, really quickly. No, come, relax. Sorry, my dog is down here, and she said that she has to be down here. But TMI, she is on her time of the month, and it is frankly nasty. But yeah, it's such a strong message in your reading. And then we have the Star. We have two major arcana cards, and then we have a king here. And then we have so much flowers in each of these cards as well. There's an energy of the more you pour into you, the more will be poured into you, you know? There's an energy of you don't have to drain yourself and pour from your cup all the time. There's an energy of this might feel, what I'm telling you might not feel true because it is not the energy of thinking that you're used to. It is not what's been fed to you. You guys might have had parents who struggled a lot, and of course that is never their fault that they're struggling, but the way that maybe they chose to express this might have been something that created a little bit of a lack mindset here. Like constantly hearing, and of course this does not have to be, and it won't always be, most of the time it's not your parents' fault. It's just the way that our developing brain perceives certain things that are said to us when we are younger, or certain experiences. It can create energy that is very, very hard to move because it is built up on. So yeah, it's like, sorry, we can't afford that. Hearing that a lot. Or having to save in very minimal ways, or having to move a lot because there's just not enough resources. Going without because there's not enough resources, or mommy and daddy, or mommy or daddy just doesn't make enough money, because these are things that we're being hurt, that we're listening to, that we're being exposed to. These are mindsets we're being exposed to. And when we're younger, our mindset is basically a mosaic of sampled mindsets from other people. And if we're not taught or raised with, or exposed to the proper tools to build ourselves up and make our mindset our own, a lot of the times we can carry on energy from other people and take it as our own. And so, yeah, there's definitely a need to maybe look at your relationship with money and abundance, and how ease, peace, and rest fit within that energy, not without it. You don't have to, oh, I want my peace and my rest, but I have to do this to get money. No, that is a condition. That is the way we are taught. That is the way that society is taught. So yeah, it's easy to think like that. But in truth and reality, it's we can have both, and you deserve both. Okay. Let's get 2 of these oracle cards. Sorry, these are huge, so like they shuffle really weird. I'm not going to take this one, these 4, because there's so many of them. And I'm actually not going to take these either. If they want to come back, they'll come out. Okay, 1 fell out. We have the sun radiance. Whoa. Yeah, it's like you guys feel like there's so much work to be done. And I feel like Spirit has been saying a lot to you lately about maybe rest and recuperation. Even too much of a good thing can hurt. The sun is vital for life, right? We're going to take this one too. The sun is vital for life, for growth, for a lot. But even the sun's rays can damage your skin, or end your life, really. Right? Too much of a good thing is not good. And then we have Mars, desire. It's like you want these things. You want to build. You want this abundance so much. So much. Conjunction, union. Yes. What was I saying? Okay. What was I saying? You don't have to choose between rest, peace, happiness, and your abundance, your career. They can be one and the same. You just got to figure out how to make that work. Right? But yeah, back to, I totally just lost my train. Oh yeah, it's like you want this so bad. You want this abundance so bad. There are certain things, certain specific manifestations and energies and things that you envision that you want so bad. Right? But you're working it's sort of like you're working too hard to get the job done. It's like the job will be done when the job is done. Stop rushing it. And it's not even like rushed results, result in, rushed, prizes or whatever the fuck that, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, it's not even like that. It's like, you can't rush these results. Some results you can't rush, and some lessons you can't rush, and you just gotta go through it right now, but you're almost there. You're almost there. Okay, guys? Let's get, yeah. Learn to ease yourself into abundance, because it's not working for you the way that this work is not working for you. We have stand your ground. Hold your own power and never give it away. Not everyone is there to support you. So there might be people around you that are not very good for you. Interesting. All right. And let's get 2 of these. We have status, adaptation, change will be better than you think. Look, you might be thinking like, oh, I can't do that because, you know, like what are you just telling me to quit my 9 to 5 and, you know, like quit this job that I hate, but the job is the only thing that's bringing me in the money. You know, make your own choices. Just take what resonates. Agapanthus, words of love, speak with your heart. What do you really desire? And it's coming out over desire too. Wow. But that is what I have for you guys. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Toodles. So those of you guys who've chosen the 3rd angel, so this is your message from your angels. Your angel was like a little kid, and even before I chose that picture, I was really getting like inner child energy for your reading. And then we have the Tower card right here, and I have to reshuffle these, but yeah, we also have the Tower card right here. And it's funny because these were left over from the last reading, and the energy here that I was getting, especially with the Tower, is that things need to change needs to happen. The Tower happens, the falling of the Tower happens when certain foundations have not been established in the right ways, or things aren't stable, or they're not built upon, like I said, the proper foundations. So it's like things that maybe have been working for a long time are no longer working, or it could be things that have been set in place, or the way things are in certain situations, or, you know, whatever, it was working, or maybe it wasn't working, but there was no change. And it's like, now this is not working. And even if it wasn't working before, now it's not working to the point where things need to change. Now it's not working to the point where you can't ignore the way that this makes you feel, or how it frustrates you, or how things need to be different, right? Or maybe the universe is saying that, like, or maybe your angels are kind of coming in to give you a push here. We have Gemini. Yeah, your angels are definitely coming and communicating with you and letting you know that there are different possible ways of doing things. So yeah, I don't really feel like your angels are being harsh here, because when the Gemini came out, it felt like it told me to be soft. And I feel like what they're really saying here is that it might not look like you can do things differently. It might look like, this is sort of giving me a little bit of the energy that I felt in pile number 2, but there was also a very different message there, so only go watch that if you were also drawn to that pile or that picture. So yeah. But yeah, with Gemini, it's like you can be curious about other options. You know, you can have optimism about doing things in a different way. Maybe you're so used to doing it this way that it didn't even occur to you to be curious about other ways of doing it. Or maybe, you know, things have been this way or that way, or operating, you know, A or B for so long that it's just like, maybe you've given up a little bit of hope, right? So there's this energy of things can be different. You just gotta choose to take action towards it, or choose to recognize that there is a path. Not every situation, it's bringing me back to something that I read and that really resonated with me and kind of changed my perspective on a little bit of things. Not every situation is divine. The divine doesn't always bring you to every situation that you're in. This is a free will planet. There are things that are divinely orchestrated to happen, and there are also things that we make happen ourselves because of our free will. Right? There are fated events, and then there are events that we make, that we control, right? So it's like, you might not be experiencing something that feels like it was a divine event or very much meant to happen, and maybe it isn't, maybe it isn't, but there is always a divine pathway being shown. There is always an option that will lead you further into alignment. There is always a divine spark or a divine nudge or a divine sign somewhere. Even in situations that don't feel divine, there are divine pathways out of it or through it, right? Let me turn this candle off real quick because it's getting too low. This is a really beautiful message so far. Oh, and then we have the North Node. Interesting, because I mentioned pile number 2, and we had the South Node in pile number 2. And when I was shuffling my astrological cards, I saw the 12th house when I was looking at pile number 2, when I was, shuffling for pile number 2. So that's interesting. So we have Gemini South Node in the Gemini North Node in the 12th house. Yeah, literally what I was saying, like, you can be curious about new ways of being, right? Things that maybe you didn't see before. The 12th house is about things that might be hidden. It can be private things. It can be the shadow aspect of things. It can be the really ethereal, airy energy or essence of things. The 12th house is associated with Pisces, I believe. Yes. So there's this energy of, you can get curious. You can talk more. You can, there's this energy of self-expression here. There's a different way to express, or maybe there's another expression of life that you can be experiencing if you were to get a little bit more curious and do something a little bit different. The Tower also, when the Tower is struck down, right, when we're talking about the story of the Tower card, when the Tower is struck down, it is because the Tower was made too far into the heavens. So God struck it down, right? You can choose to rebuild that tower and have that mistake happen again, or you could choose to go your separate ways, or, whatever, that's the story. But you could choose to do things differently, right? Yeah, go your separate ways with whatever this was that was happening, whatever, tendency or pattern, release, disconnect from it, cord cut from it, basically, whatever this is. You guys might want to do a cord cutting session on yourself. I would find that to be a little helpful. You can cord cut, you can cut cords with anything, any negative feeling, behavior, pattern. You can definitely do that if you were thinking maybe you couldn't, or maybe you were confused. You can definitely do that. But there's this energy of looking into things that maybe you never seen before. It's like learning something new. It's diving deeper into questioning. Yeah, that's what it really feels like. It's like questioning everything. Well, instead of saying, that's just me, why don't I say, why is that me? Why do I have this tendency? Is this actually me? Right? That's sort of the energy here that is wanting to be pushed out. We have the King of Cups, the Spirit of Cups. And then we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is assured success. You've done it, right? Or you're doing it, is the energy here. Purple flowers, different purple flowers, but purple flowers nonetheless. What are we talking about? I feel like I need to pull more cards. You notice how she has a shield, but it's sort of like behind her. She's not shielding the energy, these other energies that are sort of poking out in front of her. She's not shielding those. She's learning to become more vulnerable. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, and then we have Temperance coming out right over her. Six of Cups. Six of Cups and the Spirit of Cups. Interesting. What didn't you receive? And how can you give that to yourself? It's like, what type of love didn't you receive when you were younger? Thinking from the experience of your inner child, what type of love didn't you receive? What did you want to receive so bad that you didn't get? Start giving that to yourself and you'll notice such a difference. Back of the deck. The Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, it sucks that sometimes you have to do things by yourselves, and you shouldn't have to do this by yourself. And you don't have to do this by yourself. Maybe you're just choosing to do by yourself. There's a need to be more open and more vulnerable and express more love here, because there's a lot of love inside of you, but there might not be a lot of expressed love. And you can also start to express to other people the way that you wish you know, what I said, what didn't you get? Give it to yourself and also give it to others, because you know how it feels not to have it. We have North Node, North Node, purpose. Yeah. Yeah, and then on the back of the deck we have Square, tension. It might be a tough transition, but it's not a transition that I don't think you're willing to take. Sorry, that was two cards that came out and I didn't want to take both. So we're not going to take anything that doesn't fly out individually. Thank you. Back of the deck, Mercury, communication. Maybe that's something that needs to be. And then we have Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. Interesting. Square, tension. It's not going to be an easy transition. It's not going to be an easy transition. Don't think it's going to be an easy transition, and don't run away when it proves not to be an easy transition. Do things differently, address things differently, move differently, speak differently, look things up, different ways to do this, different, you know, for example, like when I recognized that my anger really wasn't, like, you know, at that point, the amount of anger and frustration that I moved with and communicated from really wasn't my anger, I made tremendous progress on the way that I speak and the way that I express myself, even when I'm angry, you know? And that didn't happen until I started looking up ways to do that. I saw the problem, and then I started literally physically searching for things. And sometimes the universe will bring things to you, and sometimes you got to go out there and you got to do the looking. And that's what needs to happen here. You have to prove that you want that change. And so sometimes that means you have to go get it. Right. Guided lessons. Your higher self is guiding you to make mistakes so that you can learn important lessons. Well, let's get two of these. And so that also means that you can be a little bit easier on yourself when you do feel like you make mistakes. Because like I said, this is assured success, assured healing. You're going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right. This is not like a do or die situation, but it is, how do you want your life to be? Are you okay with the level of love, connection, the level of happiness in your life? Are you okay with that? And if you're not, then make this change, right? If you think it could be better, then that's everything you need right there to push you to make a change. Like we have tuberose. This also came up in pile number 2. Desire. Be certain of where you place your passion. Coming up over purpose. And then Stephanatis. Cooperation. Take the handoff or ask. What did I say with the 9 of Pentacles? You don't have to be doing this alone. Yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Pile number 3. I love you guys. I will see you guys next time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Toodles.